Hey guys, welcome back to Bearded Lumber. Matthew and I appreciate you tuning in. Today's video is all about what you need to know before you're trying to saw big logs, big lumber. There's a lot to cover here, a lot to unpack, so come right back and we'll get into it. Okay guys, welcome back. As you can see behind me, we got a beautiful piece of poplar. It's 32 inches, almost 9 foot long. Got a brother standing up beside it. That never happens. The guy dumped them out of the truck and it stood itself up. We saw the sister of this a little while ago. It was probably an inch or two smaller. Beautiful lumber, made a lot of boards. But I wanted to stop, and Matthew agreed, to make a video on a log this size. What you need to know before you tackle it. With our LT35 we had previously, we would have sawed this log. We would have rolled this log a lot. And
we have videos on it.
We got plenty of videos you can go back and watch where we sawing big wood with our 35, really overdoing it. And that's one of the main reasons we upgraded to a 70. Our current mill, we could saw this. I can go 34 inches between the guide rollers. I can only drop down about 12 because of the board return, kind of gets in the way. But I could drop down 12 inches and take a cut on it. But that's not our goal. The goal for this log is 8 5/8 inch wide boards for tongue and groove nickel gap. But what do you need to know before you can saw this, or before you tell a customer you can saw it? Well, you need to know some weights. I got a log volume calculator. It told me there's roughly 421 board feet in there. Poplars, 3 to 3.5 pounds per board foot wet. So this log probably weighs in the neighborhood of 1,500 pounds. Do you have a piece of equipment big enough to handle it? If you don't have something with a grapple or a thumb, a log like this will get away from you. That's why our big cat's got a thumb on it, our little John Deere's got a thumb, so that when Matthew walks up to the mill, it's just like you grabbed it with your hand, and it don't go anywhere until he lets go of it. So you got to be able to handle it. You need to know the weight. Now, if this was a piece of oak, you're looking 2,500 to 3,000 pounds for the same piece of wood. Now, that tractor, the John Deere, won't handle that. It'd pick this one up, it'd really grumble about it, but it'd do it. But in a piece of oak, it wouldn't even touch it. That's why we got the big cat over here, because we sometimes get logs this size in oak, and you're looking, you get one 16 foot long, you're looking at a 6,000 pound piece of wood, and customers want them 16 foot stuff, so if you can't handle it, just tell them up front you can't handle it. Another thing is the throat on your mill. Can you handle, the width? I got a neighbor's got a circle mill. He'd have a hard time sawing this one because he's got a 48 inch blade, 50 inch blade, so he can really only cut about 24 inches, down the side. He could work through it, but it'd be a lot of work, and he don't have an auto rotate, so he'd be over there with the tractor or a can hook trying to rotate that log, because he's going to have to, like we did with the 35, he's going to have to continue turning it till he gets it whittled down. Now we'll put it on the mill, and we'll basically take a couple inches off the top, maybe a board, roll it 90 degrees, a couple inches in a board, and then we got it whooped because we have the width. If you're doing this on a 35, be extremely careful. Don't let nobody around the mill, because it can go off the front just as quick as you put it on there. I have put logs on our 35 that the lift wouldn't lift. Remember that? We had some oak logs that for whatever reason we was trying to lift them with a lift, and we had to take the tractor and put it under the lift and actually help it up. But we don't have that problem now. This is a bigger mill, but Matthew just sets them up there. To us, it's quicker, it's safer to do it that way. very seldom we use the lift arms unless we're siding cants off that we're going to resaw later. This log, like I said, I'm wanting 8 and 5/8 inch boards. There goes the ambulance. Hope everybody's okay. But what my goal is to take one width and bring it into 17.5, and then roll it over and come down in a 1/16 inch boards until it gets square. Then I'll stand it back up, cut that in half, roll it over, and we'll cut boards right to the bottom. I figure on this log, 40 plus, you know, don't find any defects in it. It's barrel straight, looks good. Couldn't ask for no better. The one we just sawed was similar size, but it had a lot of knots on it. Now, if you get a log this side that's got some big, ugly malfunctions, you're gonna have a hard time rolling it. You're liable to roll it out in the yard. We've done that before. Best thing to do, if you can, maybe chainsaw it off to be safe. If it's got a big bump on it or a crotch knot, saw that off so that when you get over to the mill and you're trying to roll it, it don't get hung up. But this will roll good because it's slick, it's round, there's no knots, no crotch knots, no nothing. Can't ask for no better. This is cream of the crop other than it's big. But that's the point of this video, is knowing how to handle this before you start. What are we missing, Matthew?
If it's too big for your mill, you can always cut it in half.
Yeah, that's an option. If you couldn't handle this, get your big chainsaw out, cut it in 2 pieces, and that half is still big, and you got to get it on the mill and you got to stand that half up, but you should be able to cut down through it without width being a problem. And we've done that in the past, come in half and stand half of it up there. We got the mill all the way up here to make the first cut, and then we're whacking off 1-inch boards trying to get it smaller, and then finally roll it over. You do a lot of edging because this cut down the middle is not going to be pretty, but if you got to get it cut up, you got to get it cut up. We're fortunate here, all our flitches will come from the outside of the log until we get it down to a cant that's double board width, and then we'll saw that in half and we'll just make a bunch of boards. So don't let them tell you size don't matter, because LT70, we're loving it for this kind of stuff, and it's what we bought it for, big wood. So we do a lot of big wood. I tell people all the time, they call me, how big can you saw? I said, I can saw as big as you can get in your truck and load it and get it here. And that shuts most of them up. I said, if you got a piece of equipment big enough to load it, I got a piece of equipment big enough to saw it. I've had to eat that a few times. I've sawed a few in half. This mill here, what do you think? 40 range, 45, we're kind of top out because of height.
Yeah, it goes 34 inches high.
Yeah, somewhere in the 40-inch range. Once you get bigger than that, you better have a plan of how you're going to deal with it. Like I say, if it was poplar, I'd cut it in half. If it was a hardwood, it might get a little boom treatment and go poof. One day we'll get a log, we'll show you that, but we hadn't had any that big that we needed to do it to in a hardwood in a long time. So,
I think that's about it out here.
yeah, that's about it. We'll let Matthew get a hold of it, set it in there, and do a little saw, and we'll wrap this up.
See if we can grab a hold of this log now. May have to knock that one standing up over to get a hold of it though. We'll see. There she blows. I'm gonna set it back down here in a little less muddy of a spot, so that I can actually get in the center of it and grab and get complete control. Logs like this, you got to make sure you get it centered up on the first try, because you're not going to move it once it's on the mill. You got to know where to set it down at. got that big old knot up top there. I'm trying to set it where when he grabs it, that knot will stay at the top. So that'll be the first thing that gets cut off. That way we don't have to deal with it when it's rolling around.
Okay guys, you seen Matthew load our log. Got it up here. Got my laser turned on. We're just gonna take a waste cut here to get this knot off of it, and then we'll make some other arrangements. Definitely won't run our debarker here. Okay, look at Matthew's got it. That piece had a big knot on it, so we got rid of that. Let me get it rotated before you get in there, Matthew. This is where you gotta be careful rotating these big ones. It will get away from you. Hopefully I didn't. I should have brought the head back here before I rotated. Will it come over?
Yeah. Okay, you got plenty of height.
Not plenty, but we got a little. Okay.
Got about 4 inches. You have plenty. Need to get that piece fixed real quick.
Okay. Matthew's going to reposition his flitch there. Slid off in a bad angle. Okay, let's take another cut. Y'all just drop down and had to get it down to size quick.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do something with this mill that we could never do with our 35. I'm gonna go in. I got a 8 5/8 auto drop set up. I'm just gonna drop down the full width of a board and cut a can right off of it. Get it down to size real easy. Okay. I'll raise my lift arms up, catch it. Okay. Now I'm going to use hydraulics to make this a little easier. I'm going to move my clamp all the way to the back side of the log. There you go. Got it on the tractor. That's good enough. That's why I always say don't let nobody around the mill that don't know what's going on, because things can go south in a hurry, people. Matthew's gonna set it back on the left arms. That's a big piece of wood. Big piece of wood. Let me do a little bit of quick math. If I want to cut 2 this way, I need 17 inches, 17 and a half. Yeah. Yeah, better off to put this on 1 inch, and we'll cut this 8 and a half right there. So, okay. Now, get our saw head back here. Come on back. There we go. Pretty good cut right there, man. Might just go ahead and take another cut off of this. I'm currently setting it 23 to 3/16, and I only got to have 17 and a half for 2 cants. Okay, happy with that. Ambitious, getting 2 at a time. It paid the price, unfortunately. Okay, I'm gonna turn this over. What I want to do with this is put it on a 1 inch measurement, or actually 1 1/16, because I'm gonna, when I come back to it, I'm gonna cut to the bottom. So. Got my laser, I'm gonna switch it over to pattern mode. 1 1/16. We'll make sure we get at least 1 board. Yeah, that'll get 1 underneath that. I don't know if you guys can see it from camera angle, but I'm basically gonna cut down till the back side, be my left side, is square, and then I'll turn it back up. Looks like 1 more cut after this, and we'll have a 3-sided square can. These are too wide for our edgers, so I'm going to help Matthew set them off to the side, and we'll edge them on the mill. We get this other stuff done. Beautiful color inside. A little bit of rainbow, not a whole lot, but better than stock. Okay, now let's turn this up on its end. Oh, come on. There we go. These big pieces could be a handful. Now,
Get a square cut on that.
goal here is 2 8 5/8 cants. And I've got a pattern set for that. So let me switch to that. Top cut is not square. It will be here in just a second. So, put it on my pattern. There we go. That gives us 2 boards before we cut it in 2 equal pieces. This is where the DCS computer on this one and the AccuSet 2 on your other mills is very handy. I don't have to do the math. I've already got it programmed in. I just got to hit the right button, make it do the right thing. With the old 35, I spent a lot of time doing the math. Here, I just punch in a pattern I want it to cut and let it do its thing. Now we're down to 2 equal cants at 17 and 11/32. And when I hit down this time, it's going to go all the way down to 8.5. It'll be 8.5 below, it'll be 8.5 above, or 8.58, including the curve of the blade. We'll slow down, set my cruise control, just let that run. Look at that, 2 perfect cants. How wide is that, Matthew? Okay, that's 27 boards right there. Drop this out of the way as we're cutting to the bottom. Yeah, these two cants will make 27 boards, and the one down there will make at least 12, 15 more. And then we've got 2 flitches here, and Matthew's hauled off 4 or 5 flitches on the other end of the mill. There you go. Now, I told you earlier, I put this side on a 1 1/16 inch cut. So all I should do here is come back, drop my head down. Gotta get off that pattern. Drop my head down till it's right at level. And then I'll switch to pattern mode, 1/16. Right there's your first cut. And it'll cut that all the way to the bottom. Okay guys, not gonna bore you with sawing the rest of it. We do it all the time. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I was going to end the video there, but Matthew wanted me to show you the aggravation sometimes of getting this unequal cant back up on there. It could be challenging sometimes to get it stood up. Okay. Clamp over here where I can slide it. Now having the chain drive on here really helps when you're trying to get a log piece to stand up. I can use it to help. Drop my arms down. Okay, turn the laser back on. I'm gonna drop the rotator. All we want to do is cut this down till we get out of that bark right there. So yeah, I'm gonna come up here and just do a light clearing cut to make sure it's square. Have the demarker back on. There we go. It was almost square, but it was out just a little. I'm gonna set my auto down for 1/16. Go back and make another one. Look at it. Got too much right here. I'm gonna take another cut. Oh, whoops. I accidentally hit it down twice, but I can just switch over to auto up, same amount, go right back to it. That had just a little too much air out at the end. comes the challenging part. We're going to rotate it. With the claw, this could be really problematic. With the chain turner, it's a whole lot easier because I can control elevation. I can control going forwards or backwards. But right here, we need to go forward. Okay. There we go. Stand it back up. Chain turner out of the way. Set my clamps down pretty low. Now on this side, we're going to use our pattern mode. Switch over to 1/16 pattern. And we'll want that first cut to be at least a 6 5/8 board. That should give us 17 and 13, 30 seconds. We should get 16 good boards out of that. A couple of them is going to be 6.5s, but the rest of them will be good 8.5. Now we'll just cut it to the bottom. That's how you work through a big log, guys. Just got to have some kind of plan. Don't hurt to modify your plan. I wasn't really planning on cutting this third can off of it, but getting that big slab of wood off the log made it a whole lot easier to handle. Got it sized down real quick. Guys don't know by now, we really like sawing big logs. I consider it a challenge. While we got big equipment, I don't shy away from big logs. Now, if they're big and knotty, they can be a lot of aggravation. But big round log like this, with that little no defects, don't get much easier. I think I'm gonna do one more. And we'll off fire them. Looking forward to the day we get our steel set up the way we want it, and every time I come back I'm dragging a board with me. But we're not there yet. You gotta walk before you can run. Get this out of the way, get back to a little room. Okay, I'm actually going to roll this thing over because I got one spot here on this corner. You'll see it when it turns over. That's where it needs to clamp to the bottom of the deck, and it'll make it about impossible to get a good clamp on it. So there we go. Drop down, put the blade on. Takes a little effort getting it down, but once you get it broke down into your cants, man, you're making some wood, making wood fast, making beautiful lumber. I enjoy this. I'd a whole lot rather work through one of these big logs than 3 or 4 little ones. I do, not everybody does. Saves the ruined blades by best guessing. I'll get close to that clamp and I'll just stop, unclamp it, Then I don't have to worry about hitting it. So I sit so far away from it, it's hard to tell if you're close or too close. So just something I do. I've hit it, I don't want to hit it anymore if I can avoid it. It gets kind of expensive. So let me get these off bared, and I'm gonna figure up some square footage, board footage, and we'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. Let me get my list here. It yielded good. I told you the log volume calculator said about 420 board feet. Yeah, that's about right. There's at least 120 board feet of waste over there. So what do we yield? We got 37 already done sitting here, and we got another 6 that we'll get after we edge. Plus we got 6 good 6 5/8 boards. So we ended up with 290 board feet of yield out of that one log. That's awesome. That's good yield. That's why we don't mind doing big wood. Our time versus yield is a lot higher normally with big wood, especially with our LT70. That really helps. We can blast through that double wide cant. Didn't pay it no attention. I could go faster, but I'm shooting for quality and quantity, but that's fast enough. Getting a good cut, happy with the end result. So this video was, knowing how to handle big wood before you tackle it. So I hope you learned something. We enjoy doing it. It's a challenge, but you got to be careful. You can flip that log right back that way, and if you're not careful, you can lay it right here on the floor. And I have done both repeatedly. And Matthew, nobody, if we happen to have a visitor, they're not allowed in here anywhere around the mill when we're sawing, because bad things can happen quickly. Matthew and I have done enough of it. He knows when the danger level ramps up to move. Where not to be, when not to be there, different things, but we work together every day. So if you're doing this with new help, stop, tell them, hey, move out of the way. Let me roll this over, because it could accidentally go either way. Just be super careful. These are dangerous machines. You can easily get hurt. You can easily hurt somebody, and that's the last thing we ever want to do. So anything else on this, Matthew? Things you need to know before you handle big logs. And I hope we covered that. If you got any questions, drop in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer them. There's nothing wrong with saying no, people. If you got a LT35 and you got a little 40 horse tractor, your best bet is to say no. Can't do it. You got to pick a limit, pick a number. You've sawed enough wood. Say, hey, I get up to 30-inch log. That's it. Don't want no bigger. Don't bring it. Or if you do bring it, there's an extra charge for me sawing in half because I can't handle it. And let me tell you, it takes, with a big chainsaw, it takes a few minutes to saw one of these logs in half. It don't happen in 30 seconds. So charge accordingly. Just learn your limits of what you can handle. Same with length. I get people all the time wanting a 22-foot log. I can't handle it, buddy. 19.6. The mill will do right at 20, maybe 20.2, but our limit's 19.5. You call and ask me, 19.5, because I need a little room to get in, I need a little room to get out. I got a limit. Find your limit and stick to it. No different. The other day I had a customer call me, wanted me to resaw some pressure treated. It's simple. No. Don't do it. I don't resaw pressure treated lumber. Sure to goodness, never going to resaw creosote lumber. I'm old already, but I want to live a long life, and I don't want to breathe that crap. I ain't going to. And just say no. That's it. End of story. So find your limit, stick to it, and don't move from it. I'm sure there's some dummy in your neighborhood to do it. Let them do it. It ain't going to be me. It ain't going to be on my mill. I'm not going to breathe it, and I'm not going to run that creosote through my wood mizer. It ain't happening, ever. So that being said, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some value out of it. Big shout out to Matthew and Solomon doing our videos. Don't forget to check out Solomon's channel, Third Beard Fishing. We advertise for him because we love him. He helps out. He's my son-in-law. Give him a shout out. Check out his fishing. I'm sure he's catching a lot of fish since we're not down there this week. That's the way it goes, always. But we'll try it again sometime soon. As always, thanks to Wood Mizer. It's an awesome machine. Yes, we had a pretty healthy learning curve and growth spurts with it, but it works, does what it's supposed to. We're happy with it. I like the size and the quantity that we can handle now that we couldn't with our other mill. But you got to walk before you can run. Never buy one of these as your first mill. I wouldn't recommend. Start with your, if you're checking it out, start with your used 35. You can find them all over Facebook Marketplace. Even brand new, they're not that bad, But you can find them in the $15,000 to $20,000 range used on Facebook Marketplace. Try it. See if you like it. See if you make money with it. If you don't, turn around and sell it. Somebody else buy it. But we run our 35 for many years till we just absolutely outgrew it. And we're overjoyed with our new machine. Thanks, Wood Mizer. And speaking of Wood Mizer, if you need anything, particularly blades, whatever, give Joe Maine a call. His information will be in the description. Whew. Anything else we missing, Matthew?
Not that I know of. At least it just keeps growing.
Yeah, list keeps growing. We're overjoyed. We're blessed with work. Got plenty of work to do. We got, I lost count, 4,000 or 5,000 feet of this poplar for a customer. We got to get sawed and dried and nickel gapped eventually. So enough chitter chattering. We're going to get to work, guys. As always, appreciate you watching, and we'll see you back at the mill.
Thank you for watching. Here's a video selection and a playlist suggestion. Click here to subscribe for more great content. We'll see you at the mill.